How do you become disciplined? Okay, number one, this is how you become absolutely addicted to discipline. You need to manage your schedule. You cannot outperform a chaotic schedule. The only way I've seen people get disciplined is you need to, one, manage what you can control. And that's the only way. You can't beat yourself up if you have to cook, if you have to clean, if you have to, run a bunch of errands, if you're in school and then you have to go to your 9 to 5 the same day and then build a business. It is a recipe for you beating yourself up and chaos waiting to happen because you're not thinking clear, you're not at 100%. So let's say you are doing all those things. Like me, I was doing my 9 to 5, I was getting my master's, and I was also in the middle of a 1,000-mile move when I did that. And the number one thing is I started implementing, I would take naps in the middle of the day so I would have energy to work on my business. Or I would honestly ask people to help me. I remember when I was dating someone who was the one who was cleaning the apartment and cooking for me while I could focus on my business. So yeah, and now that I'm single, I'm like, I hire a housekeeper because I cannot manage doing everything on my own. So think about ways you can get people to support you. This is an unhinged thing. Not many people will say this out loud, but manage your schedule or use your people in your world, in your support system to help you. Number two, schedule dopamine hits. Would you ever work 6 weeks without a paycheck? Of course not, no one would do that. So the same thing, if you're working hard and you're not seeing the results yet in terms of money, or even if you are making money, regardless, you need to give yourself a dopamine hit for working hard. So for example, if you are doing something that's gut-wrenchingly hard, like sending DMs or getting on sales calls or posting content, give yourself a reward. And it doesn't mean having to spend money. It could just mean, dancing around in your room to your favorite song. If you do want to spend money, it doesn't have to be extravagant. You don't have to go on an international vacation. Your brain doesn't need to go from 0 to 100. It's like, what's 1% in the right direction? So could it be going on a day trip within a 20-mile radius, or going to your favorite park or arboretum. Arboretums were my saving grace. I love going to them when I was running my business because it would give me a vacation-like feel without having to take a plane ride anywhere. Drive to the beach if that's in your area. Number three is one way you're going to become disciplined where you're at right now is understanding it's a journey. The person you see waking up at 5 a.m. and working 18 hours in their business, they did not wake up that way. And if they're telling you they did, they're probably lying to you. They probably started maybe working 1 hour in their business and getting exhausted, and then eventually in a couple years, they're able to work 18 hours straight. It's like putting reps in the gym. It doesn't all happen at once, and it's the same thing for you. Don't compare your step 20 to someone's step 20,000, right? I think a lot of clients and people see me and they're like, how come I can't do this? Or how come I can't, work as fast as you? And I'm like, I have been doing this for years. I have been sending DMs for years before I outsourced. So if it takes you a while, just know I was there too. I used to throw up before I used to get on sales calls. I used to cry after bomb sales calls, but no one's gonna tell you this. It took time to get where I am. And if you want to collapse time, of course, get a mentor, get the help that you need, but stop comparing yourself to other people's journeys because it took time for them to get there. And if you're like, oh, I used to think this too. You're like, I'm an overachiever. I should be able to get where she is because I'm better than most people. I used to think that too, but that's not going to get you anywhere because you're probably just beating yourself up trying to compare yourself. And my question to you is beating yourself up getting you anywhere? To be disciplined, you also have to define what consistency is. For some people, consistency means going to the gym every day. For me, it's like walking outside for 10 minutes, right? So think about what discipline is for you and don't compare it to what other people are doing. Think about what's helpful for your life, right? Do not compare yourself to other people. So when you think about discipline, think about consistency. What's your definition of consistency? And I do not recommend defining consistency as something you can do daily. I would more pare it down to what can you do monthly, if not weekly, to be consistent. Okay. So yeah, accept where you're at and know that it does take time. It doesn't have to take a ton of time, but the faster you accept where you're at, the faster you'll get to where you want to go. Okay, I hope this helped. Good luck.